Hawaii in this beautiful land, and we've spent a week learning about Hawaii, the processes here, but also doing some service.
Rizwan called me up and said, hey, how about we come to Hawaii and do service? And I thought that is such a great idea because this area, district of Ka'u, is one of the most impoverished areas in Hawaii, certainly on this island, the Big Island, and most of the people here really struggle. At least 40% are food insecure, and there's a lot of environmental issues that we were addressing this week that are super important. Hawaii is the endangered species capital of the world. There's so many invasives here, and there's been so much destruction, starting with colonialism, but then really exacerbated by a combination of military and hotels, tourism, which is big business here. So it's in need of as much love and help and good energy, youthful energy as possible. So we work with 3 organizations that are conservation oriented because the work of Something Good in the World is all outdoor, environmental, arts integrated, to do with sustainability and permaculture.
We do forest restoration because it's that whole concept of iola oe, iola makone. We're dependent on this forest for the air we breathe, the water that it collects, but also to feed the cultural things that we have here in Hawaii. The forest is dependent on us to a level and degree, and right now the forest that we're working in, it has gone through some trauma. It's been negatively impacted by humans, things that were brought here, and so there's a sense of urgency to do something about it. And so what we like to do is bring community up here so they can hear the story, know what happened to this space, but also take action in being a positive impact and a shift to it by planting trees, listening to the birds that live here, just really getting connected to having a sense of place and being a part of this ever-going story.
Everybody say it. So, Kolea Lau Nui.
Kolea Lau
Nui. It's good to know its name so when someone asks you later, like, oh, you planted? What'd you plant? You can tell them.
I do a lot of work with the earth and with growing plants and combining that with education and empowering young people. So it was, again, just really cool to be on the other side of that. And watching some of the girls walk away from it being like, wow, planting trees is so fun. This can be so easy. Like, if you are doing it with a community and you're doing it with great leaders, it really is fun and it really is easy. And we could really walk away from that experience seeing how much we did. There were these little blue flags like spattered throughout the forest that you could see. That's where we planted each tree.
I'm the Coastal Stewardship and Education Assistant here at Kahalu'u Bay, which is where we are, right in the heart of Kailua Kona on the island of Hawaii. I would trace back really like the roots of why I do this work to my upbringing. I was raised here on the island of Hawaii and spent a lot of time in our forests and our waters. Me being the oldest child, also the oldest grandchild, my father, he took me everywhere. So I was always up with him doing things like hunting up in the forest and fishing and diving. And so I just grew up with a connection to land and water. And so caring for this place, it just feels very natural because this place has cared for me my whole life. The way that we do life here, you just live in reciprocity. So it's like you're caring for these places and at the same time these places are caring for you. And that care is either through nourishment, like physical nourishment, this place feeds us. It's also nourishment here.
We are down here in Ka'u on the south side of Big Island. There's trash all around the island. The south coast in particular is the worst on the island. And so we do the cleanups. We have net patrol groups like this. We collect all the trash. We bring it to the transfer station to get rid of it because there aren't necessarily systems right now that can hold the production of it. Sometimes we do send it over to create power over on Oahu. Other times we're looking at opportunities of repurposing it. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, plastic is like a issue that impacts everyone. And so coming here to Hawaii and experiencing the beaches, the coast here was just super impactful because I've never seen anything like it. And I'm sure you guys haven't experienced plastic like this.
So I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that we're collecting from the shore because some of it's really recognizable, like a cutting board or like a shower head or like, you know, this looks like a fabric softener. So when you think that your trash is getting recycled, a lot of times it's not. You know, you like, oh yeah, I'll recycle that, but it's just ending up in the ocean. And even like toothbrushes, it's a garbage can lid. I mean, a laundry basket. So just think about it before you put stuff in the recycling. Where is it actually going?
So today we're cleaning up trash at the beach, and to be honest, we've seen so many bottle caps and different buttons, and it's just interesting to see how dirty these beaches are.
I cannot believe everything that we're finding. We've found this in the past 10 minutes. All this plastic, all this rope. Let's see what else we have in here. A bunch of bottle caps, straws, some things we cannot make out what they are. And I can't believe this is happening here.
My name is Adrian Copeland, and I've been with NECS Girls EmpowerED for about 6 to 7 years now, and this trip really meant a lot to me, just getting to come to Hawaii and experience their culture and just doing acts of service.
This experience has been very eye-opening to me because when we were picking up trash, like the more we picked up, the more trash was underneath, and there were so many microplastics, and to the point where it was like melting onto the rocks. So it was just very sad and eye-opening to me that we need to make a change.
I'm Laisaniki Leo, and I lived in Hawaii for 4 years. Something I will incorporate into my life from this trip is that I shouldn't be using so much one-use plastics because it really would make a difference. Seeing all the litter made me kind of depressed just because it's really sad to think about the animals in the ocean that have to live with it, and that's not what their habitat is supposed to look like.
Those 3 days were really impactful, I think, for everybody. I think from what I heard last night, sitting around the campfire and the girls giving their closing off statements in terms of what they're taking away, what they're taking back with them, how it impacted them, I saw that it really made a difference. And it's so important for people, for all humans, but especially when you're young, to get out of the environment that you live in and that you were born and raised in and go to a different one and learn about their challenges and situations, because there's a lot of commonalities. But even yesterday, I guess, Paris was saying her image of Hawaii and what she was coming to, it was nothing like that.
Human beings impact the earth in so many different ways. And by bringing these young people here, the point is really to educate them about our world, about how we are all connected, and about how every single one of us can make a difference. And if everyone does a tiny little bit, to change the way we consume and think about how our actions affect others, I think we can start to see a difference in the world. And what better way than to start with young people?